All right, video number 3, pre-calculus. These two are going to be shorter, and here's why. Because with graphing trig functions, the two new concepts are the amplitude and the period. But these next two, you've done in Algebra 2. All it is a shift up and down and a shift left and right. Okay, this shifts it left and right, and then D shifts it up and down. So we're going to start with vertical shifts. Okay, in standard form, y equals A stands for the amplitude, then you've got sine or cosine, B determines your period, and then you've got plus or minus a number here and plus or minus a number here. The D represents a vertical shift, not stretch. It's actually going to move the graph up or down. Okay, so let's take a look. Y equals sine x. Review from Tuesday. You should be able to graph this in 10 seconds because we know that a regular sine graph starts at 0, ends at 0, middles at 0, goes up 1 and down 1. It looks like this. Okay? But what if we shifted that graph up 2? You would literally, once you get your original down, you then shift all the coordinates up 2. You with me? And look, there's still 3 in the middle, and there's a high hump and a low hump. The number on the end, so letter D, represents a vertical shift. Okay, let's take a look at this one. You've got your original cosine graph in blue. Cosine starts at 1, ends at 1, drops to -1, and then makes the V. Okay, there's my cosine graph. But what about if we shift it down 2 units? Well, once you graph your original first, and I encourage you doing these on draw board or with a pencil so that you can graph the original, and then you just take your coordinates. This is so much easier to graph the original and then move all your coordinates down 2. Move this one down 2. Move this one down 2. Move this one down 2. What do you know? It still looks like a V like it's supposed to. And then there we go. All right? That's a vertical shift. So let's do a combo. Some of these have amplitude and a vertical shift. Okay? This is just practice. You can do number 3 without me. I'm going to help you on one of these down here, and then the video will be over. Okay? I'm going to graph A. Notice we have an amplitude and we have a vertical shift, down 1. So here's how I teach all my students to graph, and I encourage you to do it this way as well. Just do this portion first, the A and the B. Okay? Because we know, without shifting, we know that sine starts at 0, middles at 0, ends at 0, and we know this time has an amplitude of 2, so it's going to go up to 2 and down to -2. So it looks like this. Okay? But we need to move everything down 1. So literally, I'll just graph 1 here, down 1, down 1, down 1, down 1, down 1. I can erase my original. And we've got now the graph of sine shifted down 1. 2 sine x down 1. Okay? What about, I'll do B, a cosine, then we'll finish it up. Notice we've got amplitude of 3. We've got a vertical shift of up 1 this time. Okay? So I'm going to ignore the plus 1 and just graph 3 cosine. Which I know 3 cosine, instead of starting at 1, it's going to start at 3. That's the amplitude shift. And cosine always starts at the top, it ends at the top, it drops in the middle to the bottom, and it makes the V. Okay? And honestly, those are my coordinates. I'm not going to connect them, because what do I still need to do? I need to move them all up 1. So I'm going to erase this one and move him up 1. Erase this one and move him up 1. Okay? Just one at a time. Move your coordinates up, because then you have the V shape and you are ready to graph cosine. Okay, so this short video is just to show you that when you're using your equation, this equation right here at the top, the letter D at the end shifts it up and down. Graph the first part, then shift your 5 points. Hopefully that is helpful. And I kept this one under 5 minutes for the first time yet. Booyah.